A magic book in an old attic. In a small village always shrouded in a thin mist every morning, lived a child named Lyra. One day, she discovered an old attic in her grandmother's house. In a dusty corner of the room, Lyra found a book, seemingly worn, but with strange, glittering symbols on its cover. When touched, the book moved, opened itself, and its blank pages began to fill with shining gold writing. The book didn't contain a story, but rather created a story based on what Lyra's heart was thinking. She uttered one sentence, "Greater than, I want to see a lost world." And in an instant, she awoke in an ancient forest, where trees could talk, and rivers flowed from the sky. Every time Lyra opened the book, she didn't just read, she entered a new world. However, the book held one secret. Greater than if she ever wrote someone's name on the last page, that person would disappear from the real world, and be trapped within the book's pages forever. And that night, without meaning to, Lyra wrote her own name. That night, as consciousness began to fade, Lyra felt her body light, as if she had lost her bearings. The magic book in her hand absorbed the last light from the attic room, then closed itself with a small thud. Lyra opened her eyes. She was no longer in her grandmother's house. All around her were giant sheets of paper, lined up like walls, with ever-changing sentences written on them. She realized, greater than she was trapped inside the book. In a world of blank pages. The more she walked, the more she heard a voice. Greater than, every writer becomes a story, when he forgets himself. Lyra began to panic. If she didn't find a way out before the sun in this book's world set, her name would be erased from the real world. Amidst her confusion, she saw a shadowy figure, a woman in a robe, with golden eyes. The woman said, "Greater than, the magic book never chooses carelessly. You are the next guardian. Only by rewriting your life story can you escape." Her hands trembled. In front of Lyra was a final blank page. She had to write who she was, why she wanted to return, for whom she wanted to survive. But her memory began to blur. With each step she took, she forgot who she truly was. She only had until one sunset. In her final seconds, Lyra closed her eyes and wrote, "Greater than, I am Lyra, I want to go home, because there is someone in the real world who is still waiting for me, someone who must never forget me." As soon as the last sentence was written, the magic book closed itself, and for the last time, the pages stopped turning. Lyra woke up in the morning, in the same attic, with the book now blank, and locked tightly. But, behind the last page, there was a new name written in gold ink. Greater than the name of the person who was waiting for her. Lyra stared at the name on the last page. It was her mother's name. Suddenly, she remembered, this entire adventure began because of her deep longing for her long-lost mother. The magic book was now silent. There was no more light. No more sound. Just an empty book, and memories. But in her heart, Lyra knew one thing. Greater than the book would not reveal a new story, until her longing was truly answered. She hugged the book, walking out of the attic, stepping into the real world, where the true journey would only begin. And the book. It still held their story. Waiting until one day, its final page would be filled. The end.